Hi everyone. Again, not regular content video. What a shock. I actually wanted to update on the video I posted. Was it Saturday? It must have been Saturday. On Tuesday, I ended up missing work. Not the first time I've missed work, but it was because I had a panic attack. Not going to get into what happened. I was at work, and I ended up needing to come home, and the closer I got to home, the more anxious I got, and it eventually boiled up to the point where I could no longer control the anxiety. And I think everybody's anxiety is a little different, so I'll describe how it is for me. For one, you get this feeling like you can't stop crying, or at least I do. And another thing that happens with me is I get what I call the wiffle ball effect, which is you feel like you have this huge lump in your throat, but you can still breathe really well. So it's like having a huge wiffle ball with all the holes in there. So yeah, that's what I tell my therapist, that it's a wiffle ball effect. And wanted to tell you what I did to kind of deal with it, or not deal with it, depends on how you look at it. One, I have a PRN, which is a backup medication, and I can take between 1 and 4 of those in the course of a day, and I don't usually take them anyway, but this was an emergency. I didn't take all 4 at once. I spaced them out. I waited and to see if it hit, and I maxed out at 4. And the way that these pills work is they make you really tired, so you don't even have the energy to freak out. And you basically end up having to take a nap, which is exactly what I did once it finally kicked in. Second thing I did was reach out. First one I reached out to was my therapist. I actually have a meeting with her on Friday, which is probably why she hasn't called me back. That, and she knows I have a mental health worker too, and I think I mentioned I was being with her that day, so. But I contacted her, let her know what was going on. I contacted my mental health worker, who reminded me I should probably contact work, or my higher-ups who weren't on site at the time, where I'd gone and why I'd gone. And then I also contacted my pastor, and he basically said, you're doing all the right things. You took your medication, you've reached out to your mental health team, you reached out to me, and basically over the course of that afternoon, like, my mental health worker, I was scheduled to meet with my mental health worker that day anyway, but we ended up going to this tea shop. If you're in Mankato, Minnesota, go to Curiosity. It's actually in Upper North Mankato. Really good tea. They got all sorts of stuff, and it's fresh. So, just a little shout out for those guys. But we went there and played a few rounds of Crazy Eights. I don't know if my mental health worker was deliberately being crappy, but I beat her every single game. And so that made me feel a little better that, I was actually kind of sort of doing something right. And yeah, as I said, just basically reached out to my team and, got through it. And as you can see, I dyed my hair. I actually did that the next day. I was like, I have these spurts where it's like, if I feel like I'm doing really poorly, I'll dye my hair some shade of blonde to try to make myself feel better. Kind of lighten up the mood rather than have, like, my hair's not Coca-Cola colored. I've had my hair Coca-Cola colored, or Pepsi-Cola, sorry. Family thing. We have a family alliance to Pepsi. But basically I've had cola colored hair, and I tend to have cola colored hair or kind of like dark purples when I'm more depressed. So I actually, in the end, I used L'Oreal Colorista bleach. Obviously it did not get my hair blonde. Apparently it looks okay. I still think it kind of looks ugh. So we'll see if it grows on me over the course of the next few days. Otherwise I'll go and get another box of hair dye. So yeah, just wanted to update you with that. One other thing I did. Two other things I did actually. One was today and one was a few days ago when this happened. There is a Sephora where I live in a store called JCPenney. And so I actually went to Sephora, and the young lady there, shout out in case she sees this, Isabel, she did a foundation consult on me, and she was so great and so kind, and I had even mentioned that I had a panic attack earlier in the day and that I was kind of doing this to make myself feel better. And, you know, she totally empathized with me. So, kudos to Isabella. She's watching this, or any of you who are watching know her. The other thing I did was, as I mentioned in my other video, I'm going to be 10 years clean from cutting next week. And I had been debating doing a spa day. I can't afford the spa day that I want to do, which was like $300. The one I'm getting is no pocket change either, but I get a facial and a massage and a body wrap. So, and that'll be the day after school gets out. Again, I'm tutoring. So, that's what I'll be doing. Getting a facial and all that fun stuff. And hopefully treating myself more through Ballet Beautiful, which is a workout stuff which reminds me I'll take care of that later. And I'm getting a Sephora beauty box now every month. I ordered some stuff from Sephora. You know, I've gotten nail polish, not recently, but I've gotten nail polishes in the past, and, you know, it's self-care to make myself feel good. I mean, for some people, it may seem kind of vain, but I like how I look with makeup on, and I don't often do it nowadays because I'm so tired in the morning that I end up hitting the snooze until like 10 minutes before I have to get out the door, so I don't have time. But makeup is something I really like to do, and as I said, I like the way I look. So, yeah, my advice is for when you're having panic attacks. One I learned from Ballet Beautiful group that I actually asked, you know, what do you do? What sort of exercises from Ballet Beautiful or whatever do you follow when you're having panic attacks? And they said, like, the official group, the official minister said, you know, how awesome it was that I was turning to physical exercise. And I'm like, well, not really. I didn't actually do it because I fell asleep not long after. But she said that, well, I'm assuming she said that it was a really good thing to be doing exercise if you're panicking. And some people said stretching, some people said running. I think it's different for every person. I mean, obviously it's going to be different for every person. And, you know, there's watching videos on YouTube that make you laugh or smile or cry if you need to cry. Sometimes if I feel like I need a good cry and it's not coming out, I'll go on demand and watch Say Yes to the Dress. So, yeah, that's basically my update. So, again, hopefully actual reading content will be coming soon. It's just been kind of a hectic few days and with the panic attack. So